Welcome to another episode of Prioritize. They accomplish while you drown in lists. It's difficult to juggle your responsibilities. Husband, father, brother. It goes on, but your energy doesn't.
You pondering what I'm pondering?
Prioritize what's right for you, not what's left behind. This is Prioritize with Toby Baker.
You'll have to speak up. I'm wearing a towel.
And a very Merry Christmas greetings to you, gentlemen and ladies. This is Prioritize. Here we discuss prioritizing faith, family, relationships, and more. I am your crazy white, formerly fat host, the Baker Boy himself. Welcome to the show. We don't necessarily have a Christmas, I guess if we were to label it a Christmas episode, this would be it. Why? Because I just want to prioritize, just coming on here for a couple minutes, offering a few recommendations, suggestions, if you will. Aha! I believe I will. I look forward to this time of the year all year long. This is definitely one of my favorite seasons of the year. Christmas season, right? Christmas time. We're doing all the Christmas things. We're making the hot cocoa, the gourmet. Oh my gosh, have you ever had gourmet hot cocoa? If not, you have to try it. So you begin with, now that you asked, I'm going to go ahead and tell you anyway, okay, just in case. Grab a pen or writing instrument, if you will, and a sheet of paper. Grab your favorite chocolate, albeit Hershey's, maybe Godiva, Ghirardelli chocolate, Lindt chocolate. You want to get one of those chocolate bars, and depending on where you are in your health journey will determine what kind of cocoa. Do you want it like milk chocolate? Do you want it 50% cacao? Do you want it 97% cacao? However it is that you do. So you're going to grab a cup of either oats milk, sweet almond milk, or I guess just the regular, 2% or half and half. Grab a cup of that, pour that into a saucepan, and then break up your favorite chocolate bar, maybe 4 ounces or less, directly into that saucepan. You're going to heat that puppy up. Then you take half of a candy cane, crush it up, toss it in there. You want to melt it all together, right? You want to take that other half of the candy cane and put it into a plastic baggie. Then you're going to grab your nearby spatula. Not a spatula. A wooden, what are those things called? A wooden roller. It rolls out the bread dough roll. I think it's a roller. Maybe it's not a roller. It doesn't matter. If you look through your kitchen drawers and you find something wooden that's very heavy, grab that. You're going to smash up that other candy cane. That's going to be your topping. So while your hot cocoa, your gourmet homemade hot cocoa is brewing on the stove there and it's melting and everything is going into, it's just all coming together. Why not grab a hit of espresso, one for you and then one that's going to go into your cocoa. Okay, so that's 2. Order 2 espressos. And then you want to definitely play some Christmas music because, once again, it's Christmas time. One of the best times of the year. We celebrate the birth of Christ. We create so many memories with our family, with our friends. We go to the elephant, the white elephant, pink elephant gift exchange. I don't know what color the elephant is. Normally it's gray, but around Christmas time it changes colors. And then you're doing all these things, right? You're creating memories. You're having laughs. You're getting together with friends. You're making community happen. It's amazing. So we have the soundtrack to Charlie Brown's Christmas playing in the background on your Bose speakers or your Bluetooth speaker. Oh, have you seen the Marshall Bluetooth? This thing is amazing. I so wanted to get this for a job site. I passed on it just probably sheer out of expense. I didn't want to pay that much out of the pocket, but it doesn't mean that it's expensive. My terminology of expensive, not that you asked, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you. My terminology of expensive is you paid too much for it, you didn't get the value. However, if you drop $250 on a Bluetooth Marshall Bluetooth speaker you can take with you anywhere, powers up and is battery operated, and just plays this sweet music, and you get value from that, great. It means it's not expensive. Okay, back to our hot cocoa. Once that is all melted together and smells beautiful, you're going to pour that over your cup in your coffee mug, whatever that might be. But first you got to have the marshmallows in there. So grab a handful or in my family, we call it a punch. You're going to grab a punch of marshmallows. You toss it in your coffee mug. Then you're going to douse that on top with the hot cocoa, right? So it's automatically beginning to melt the marshmallows. Then you take that crushed candy cane. If you remember, you crushed up some candy cane with some kind of wooden rollout thing that they do with dough in the plastic baggie. So you pour. Oh, sorry, forgot about the whipped cream. You got the whipped cream in a can, the Ready Whip, or I guess you can use the Cool Whip in a tub, and you douse that on top. Then you top that off with your crushed peppermint. Then we're not done. Then, oh shoot, I forgot. Okay, step back. Sorry, this is really bad of me. I normally am much better at this. So you have your coffee mug with a punch of marshmallows in. You're going to hit that espresso over the top of those marshmallows. Then, okay, I think we're doing better. Sorry, I'm so excited. It's Christmas is like in 2 days. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve, and then it's Christmas Day. I'm so excited. You have no idea. Okay, so then you pour over the hot cocoa on top of the espresso, on top of the marshmallows. Then you grab your Cool Whip or your Ready Whip, and you douse that on top with the Ready Whip, and then you can do cinnamon sprinkles if you want to. A lot of people don't mix cinnamon with the peppermint, but the peppermint is so overwhelming. You don't even taste the cinnamon. It's more like a decoration. It just looks ever so elegant, something you would order from a high-dollar coffee bar. Okay, so then you got your peppermint crunch shavings, the smashings, the peppermint smashings. You're going to douse that on top of your whipped cream, which is on top of your beautiful hot cocoa, and then you drizzle. I know there's all these and thens, right? I'm just saying there's like all these layers that amounts to an amazing hot cocoa experience, not too dissimilar from that which you may have experienced within the Polar Express. We just watched that last night with the boys. Such a good movie, right? You've seen this before. I know I'm not the only person. I have an incredibly smart audience who loves Community. I got dads in this audience who love being a dad. And you watch this with your kids. So you watched it with hot cocoa, I imagine. This is your gourmet hot cocoa. If you haven't seen it yet, you must make this beforehand. Make it for the family, right? You get to be the hero. And here's the magical recipe. Then you take this into your theater or your living room or your family room, wherever that might be. You spread out the hot cocoa. Dad's the hero. You press play on, I was going to say VCR. They don't have VCRs anymore, do they? Do you have a VCR? I'd love to hear from you if you got a VCR, Grandpa. Okay, but you're playing it from your, probably streaming it from HBO Max, right? That's where we watched it last night. So good. And the hot cocoa is amazing. You're welcome. Okay, today we are prioritizing the unwrap, the gift wrap, the slow-mo, right? If you're like me, you look forward to this thing all year long. Can I share something with you real quick? Nothing with me is real quick. So since we have a couple of minutes, if you don't mind, my wife asked me to make a blanket ladder after she saw the quasi-amazing, I would say amazing job. Can I go ahead and say amazing job? I should add pictures. I could add pictures to the website. I should do that. Hey, John, can you remind me? Where's John? He's not here today because it's Christmas. Everybody's got the day off. I'm the only one in the studio. That's all right. I don't mind. I do have with me a beautiful smoked Manhattan cocktail. It's amazing. I got to give a shout out to some of my friends. Jam, otherwise known as James Glenn, whom I lovingly refer to as Jimador because there's a tequila named after him. He sent me over these wood shavings with some kind of apparatus to make a smoked cocktail. It's amazing. And also big shout out to one of my other friends who's thoroughly involved in the artistry that is wood. Sent me a wooden dome for my smoked old-fashioned cocktail. And in this instance, it's actually Manhattan, a smoked Manhattan. And it is nothing short of amazing. I mean, it was a process just making this cocktail. I so loved it. My wife asked me if I would, gosh, she's so great. I love her. She asked me if I could make her a blanket ladder. You ever heard of this thing? A blanket ladder? Like this actually exists. I had to look it up, which threw me over to Pinterest, the site which is directly from the devil, because you want to look at all the great knives and the great videos, but you have to it turns your 5-inch by 5-inch screen on your phone to 1 inch by 1 inch because there's a bazillion ads and you have to X out of all of them for a few seconds so that you can just peer into what it is you're trying to find on Pinterest. She shows me these blanket ladders, like, okay. But she enjoyed what I made with the towel racks and the bathroom with industrial piping. We got some barn wood from a friend of mine. Isaac Packnick, big shout out to you, buddy. Love the barnwood. It looks amazing in our bathroom. She said, hey, can you make me a blanket ladder? No problem. So I peered through all of these ads, made a blanket ladder, made a wardrobe for our eldest son. He really enjoyed that. And my middle son's like, hey, can you make me a bookshelf? Pops. Like, I'm not that old. It's like, yeah, I'd love to. And this is great, right? Because our boys are at the age where they can kind of buy stuff all on their own. They all got jobs. They're all adults. They actually are better adults than I am. But let's just keep that between you and me. They're all adulting. We're so proud of our 3 boys. They're doing a fantastic job. Far more mature than I was back then. They're far more mature than you are now. Okay, that's not helpful. So he says, hey, Dad, can you make me a bookshelf? I'm like, yeah. Okay, so short story long, I go to... Do I name the retailer? I don't know. I bet you'll be able to name it before I even tell you what it is because they don't just sell contracting supplies. They also sell milk and bread and cookies there. I'm like, why are you selling these things here? Because they want to entrap the contractor in. I don't know. I don't even try to speculate anymore. So I go there for the quote unquote premium wood. Turns out it's not so premium. I tried to cut it, and it was cockeyed. I didn't even realize it until it was too late. I get it home to my shop, a very small shop. I don't mean to make it out to be this big shop. It's not. It's in my garage, okay? So if you have your shop, and congratulations, you're just like the rest of us. And I'm looking this thing. I can't believe I'm this much of a detail-oriented person. And I just took for granted the fact that it's supposed to be premium wood. Well, their definition of premium wood and my definition of premium differs significantly to the effect that I'm looking at this thing like this is a piece of crap. I was so not happy, okay? And this was like 2 months ago. I'm looking this thing over. There's nicks, there's cuts. It's not clean wood. I was so disappointed. I'm like, shoot! I went over to a local, what is this thing called? It's like wood. They have wood there. They sell, it's a lumber, not a lumberjack, not a lumber store, lumber yard. That's what I was trying to get to. They have this lumber yard here locally over in Wolcott, not too far away. Weibel Lumber. Oh my gosh. I just wanted to walk around and I was looking at these wood. It was so beautiful. I mean, the wood was gorgeous. It was from far away areas. Like, not just here. They had zebra wood. Did you know there's a thing as zebra wood? Oh, really nice. I fell upon this tropical West African mahogany. I know, it's a mouthful to say, and I'm trying to say it the right way so many times before Christmas Day, which is only 2 days away. So excited. And I was like, this is it, this right here. So I got that, and we cut it. I had him cut them up to the right size. He only wanted like a 4 foot long bookshelf, so very modest, and like three tiers high. Got the industrial piping, got the paint for that. I mean, there's been so many different changes to I got the wrong size industrial piping. I got the wrong size fasteners for the screws. It's been I've loved it though. I mean, there's been so much effort. I will never forget. Hopefully he appreciates. I don't know if I so hope that he does. Because he can't buy this at a local store, right? Like when you build something for somebody else, they can't just go and buy that at a local store. When you make a candle with your own hands, I think this is so important because they can't just go buy that. When you make your own beard oil and beard and body wash and Jumbly Armor, when you're big shout out to one of my biggest fans out there, Patrick Strolina. This guy, he's such a cool guy, and he's a new dad. This is his first Christmas. Him and his wife They are brand new parents. So excited for you guys. Merry Christmas to you. My wife, Joyce, and I, we can't be happier for you. We're so excited and they just had their baby a few days ago. She was in labor for like 3 days straight. I'm like, you got to be joking. At that point, I'm thinking, maybe we just send the stork back with a receipt and say, this didn't work out. We're very, very sorry. Can we get our money back? I don't know how that works, but 3 days or 2.5 or something to that effect. It was insane. And we're constantly texting for updates. We weren't there, obviously, because that's just not going to do. We're not going there, okay? But when you make something from your own hands and then gifting it, like they can't go buy that in the stores, right? That is from you. So that's the importance, I think, when it's from me, when it's from the heart. Hopefully that means more than just if I went out and got a gift card. So our middle son asks us, Dad, can you make us a bookshelf? I'm like, yes, love to. And it's been such a pleasure watching this thing come to fruition. If I recall, hey, John's still not, I'm the only one in the studio, except for my smoked Manhattan. Let's see if I can remember to post up pictures on the site. It's been so much, and I'm far. Okay, let me preface it with this. I'm not a professional woodworker. I just really have enjoyed what I put together. There's a bookshelf here in my studio that I really enjoyed putting together. Once again, it was with barnwood from my buddy Isaac Packnet. We call him IP Man. He's way over there in Iowa. So much fun putting that together and watching it. Just something like you built with your own hands. There's so much more pride in that, I believe, than just running on down to the big box store and picking up, something that came mass produced, and you got home and you still put it together, with your own two hands or whatever. But when it's like starting from scratch, you're drilling your own holes. You are going out and getting the fasteners. You are going out and getting the industrial piping, or however it is that you are putting your bookshelf or your wardrobe or your, thing together. Means a lot. It's going to mean a lot to Christopher. I'm so excited. Joyce and I both are so excited to watch him unwrap this thing. And it's, again, 2 days away. So today we are prioritizing the slow-mo. And here's what I mean by this. We got 3 different Christmas celebrations. One with just my family. There's Joyce and I and the 3 boys. And we slow things way down because we look forward to this like 12 months out of the, obviously, we love the beach in the summertime. We love the humidity. We're on the beach. We love the fall, the colors, the decoration, the pumpkin spice, everything. It's Christmas. It is freezing outside. It's like a -8. Unfortunately, I am in my studio, which is a -2. So way different. We love this time of year. And we've even bought new decorations, which we haven't done for like 10 years, but we got out of debt a few years ago and we finally prioritized, hey, let's get a new tablecloth, maybe some new drapes up there, another wreath for the blanket ladder that I handmade. Can I emphasize that with you? Is that too much pride and vanity? There's a difference. Anyway, we love this time of year. When it's Christmas around our house, Christmas Day, whenever we're celebrating, I think this year it's going to be Christmas Eve, but Christmas Day we slow things way down. When they were kids, they had to wait. Joyce and I, we would spend Christmas Eve together on the floor in the theater, packaging the gifts, making sure that they work right. So if there was a radio controlled helicopter, I would obviously need to test pilot that and make sure that it operated properly. So I'd get out the batteries and install the batteries and then make sure it all works and turning it all on and playing with the thing for a few seconds. And then you put it all back in the package and you wrap it up. It's such a good time. And we'd watch the movie The Ref, just us, because it was more of kind of we didn't want to, there's some, it's like, I don't want to expose our children to adult language in a Christmas movie. Yeah, this came out back in like 94, and it stars Kevin Spacey and Dennis Leary, and it's just like, let's just watch it ourselves. So we did, and that's what we did. So we're watching that, and we're putting the presents together, and we're sharing a bottle of wine and cheese and crackers and grapes and some fruit, and it's just like we built that as a tradition into our Christmas traditions. And I don't know, hopefully you guys have some very treasured traditions that you have just harbored close to your heart and that you go through every year, and it's like it's not Christmas unless we're making homemade Chex Mix throughout the month. We're making ginger crinkles from a 50-year-old recipe from my grandma, who doesn't make she can't make the cookies anymore, so it's up to us. And then we have this orange we have this god awful orange colored tin from Tupperware, the company Tupperware. And so I get a sleeve of cookies that's stored in the god awful orange Tupperware in our freezer that I just eat through very carefully and slowly through the month of December. And we have the homemade Chex Mix, and we go through that like there's no tomorrow. A bag is made today, it's gone before tomorrow morning. It's so good. Come Christmas morning, the boys figured out growing up, yes, Santa came on Christmas Eve, but we take our time Christmas morning because we want it to last. Right? We don't want to just rush into things and you speed through the Christmas presents that you spent so much time and effort and money going out to the stores, the shopping malls. This is before Amazon Prime and Walmart online and all the delivery things. But you spent all this time and effort gathering ideas. What do you want for Christmas? And gathering the list, and they're writing out letters to Santa Claus. And then you go to the stores and you're looking all around for that thing that you know they want. And then what? Christmas morning, they just speed through it inside of 10 minutes, and all your children, how many ever they are, they've all gone through the gifts, and it's over? No, sir. Christmas morning, our family spends, maybe an hour in the kitchen. We make a special coffee. We make hot cocoa, the gourmet cocoa I was telling you about before at the beginning of the show. You're welcome. And we make this. We used to make the monkey bread. Last year it's gotten way too sweet, but we get the cinnamon bread from the stores, and we get extra. We make the brown sugar and the butter, and all that's made into a syrup, and that gets drizzled over, and then it's just too much now. There's too much sugar for our how we eat in our diet and stuff. So we don't do that as much. But one of the traditions, our middle son had said, hey, I'd like to start this year is get some bananas, let them go brown throughout the month of December, and then come Christmas morning, we're making fresh banana bread. And so we got the bread, the bacon, we got our cocoa, our coffee, and then one by one, and we make it last as long as possible. Of course, the night before, they get to open up a set of jammies or a new sweatsuit or something like that. As one night before, and we read through the night before Christmas. We read through the birth of Jesus. We just, it's such a good time for me. I so hope it is for you. I really sincerely do. Out of everything, I know I'm a sarcastic guy, and normally the studio's filled with sarcasm and humor, and hopefully it comes across that way, but I sincerely hope from the bottom of my heart that you have a very Merry Christmas with tons of traditions that you and your wife or your wife-to-be and your family, they just love and cherish for a very long time. And it's not like this when we go to the in-laws. Not that it's the fault of my in-laws, but my in-laws' kids, I truly believe they're demons that are like, they identify as children. So after we have our annual Christmas dinner, which is great, my mother-in-law, she makes homemade noodles. Oh. And then we have the garlic cheddar mashed potatoes and the Hawaiian sweet rolls, and she's got turkey and ham. She really goes all out. I am so blessed to have a mother-in-law that we love, and Joyce's folks, they're great. So we're there, and after we spend maybe a couple hours or so right there in the kitchen, and we eat, and then they clean up, and then we all descend upon the living room, and within minutes the gifts are all open, because these kids, these demonic children, are insane. They don't even care what's in the gift they're opening. They only care about the next gift. They don't care to see what they got. They don't look who gave it to them. They don't thank anybody for it. Guys, let's slow things down. right? Like it is Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. There is no reason to rush. It's not a race. I want to encourage you. Hey, start a new tradition in the kitchen. Let that carry over to your living room, family room, theater, whatever it is. Maybe you guys don't even open presents. That's cool. Nobody says you have to give presents or open presents or do anything with gifts at all. But if you are of the gifted minded, as am I and my family, and again, we don't spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars per kid. We do have a cap. So we either build or spend or make to that cap, and then that's it. We a couple years ago we started a tradition with our boys because we weren't sure what to make or buy them, and we said, hey, we need a list from you guys of 5 things, and off of that list we'll probably pick maybe 3 items that we will build or make or purchase for you. Don't know which 3, but give us a set. Like, give us some coordinates here. Give us a little guidance. Because otherwise we're like flying blind. I don't know if you want shaving products. I don't know if you want, something to build with. You want tools. You want writing instruments. Like, give me a clue here. I need a clue. Dad needs several clues. Just because it's the gift giving season does not mean you have to spend all your time at a mall buying stuff for your kids that they may not appreciate, use, or like. Maybe you can make something for somebody else when it's from your hands. You can't buy that at the stores, right? Maybe you look online and, what are some good gifts for guys? Or just straight up ask them, what do you guys want for Christmas? Do you guys want something for Christmas? Maybe they don't want anything. Instead, I've heard of people doing this. You could gift an experience. Skydiving, obviously not in outside in January, but there's indoor skydiving venues that are really, really cool. You could all go somewhere as a family. I was talking with our tax consultant years ago, and they will all go to a cabin in the woods somewhere. They don't kill anybody like in the movies. They don't do that, but they all go to a cabin in the woods, and they might have one gift in the exchange, if that, but they share family memories. They make cookies. They bake stuff. They cook stuff together. They play cards. They put together puzzles. They have an incredible family time where they build these memories. And it's not all about a gift exchange. It's just about being together as a family at Christmas time. And that's what I really wanted to just encourage you to do today as I dropped this quick episode here real quick before Christmas. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve, and then it's Christmas Day. Again, wish you guys the happiest of Christmas. Make some good memories. Slow things down. This is Christmas season. Make it last, and we wish you the very best.